Welcome to Friday Nights with Ray. We have Neha Gupta. She's been a very successful corporate manager. Apart from being a very successful, having a very successful career in the corporates, she's a fantastic human being, an amazing manager. And most of the managers that you see, people talk about the quantitative aspect of managers. But Neha is someone who has balanced the qualitative side also so well. Let's hope that the viewers enjoy your insights, your inputs on today's topic.
Right, sure. Thank you, Rishabh. I think corporate stress management is something I thought should be a really relevant topic for all the working professionals. Anybody being in any kind of sector or industry, it could be related to tech, it could be related to marketing, finance, or maybe a professional job like a teaching. Everywhere there is stress, for their own reasons, and that ultimately, builds up into frustration, or maybe in the long run taking a toll on your physical and mental health. So I think it is very important all of us are aware that there are some stress points in our jobs, and all of us are aware, but it sometimes you don't realize them, and sometimes there are some small pointers that one doesn't realize, and ends up in a mess. Interacting with your superiors, your bosses, for obvious reasons, the stress levels could be obvious.
Right.
In terms of high expectations from work, from you, and maybe unreasonable targets or stiff deadlines. So I think the best way here to handle this bit of stress is maybe have a clear set of communication with your seniors. I feel it shouldn't be a one-way communication between a subordinate and a boss. It always has to be a mutual discussion. Whenever you are into a job role, it's very important for you to understand your job profile, what is expected out of you, and in case it's got to do with the targets or maybe deliverables, you need to be really clear with your boss in understanding your deliverables. So it has to be a two-way communication. Sit across, discuss well. So communication is the key here. And in fact, not only here, in every bit of professional life, be it your peers, be it your team members, I think that's the most important thing. So once you've done that, I think it's also important to be responsible enough not to breach on your own commitments,
Right.
Once you've agreed something with respect to your deliverables, you shouldn't breach them. And
Right.
again, if there are some factors which are, preventing you from delivering on time, or maybe preventing you to work on them in the way you had thought, I think it's again important to communicate it back. That has to be a constant thing.
Right.
So, and at the same time, it's very important to share a good rapport with your boss. You need to understand that bosses are also humans, right? They are also kind of in a situation wherein they are managing you and at the same time managing their own superiors. So you really need to understand and share that rapport with them. And I think in the long term, having a good rapport with your boss also helps you in your career progression. They might entrust you with better work, better responsibilities as you grow in the organization. That's again, it really helps. Job satisfaction is something which can really relieve you of your stress. So that's something very important.
Very
Yeah.
relevant points. Of course, you're speaking from a lot of experience, and in fact, it's just in sync. All the points that you mentioned, I think they're very much in sync with what my understanding about corporate stress management actually is. Because when we shared out our definition and vocabulary earlier, we also meant that it's basically an art of being productive in a highly competitive corporate setup.
Right.
Whilst you're doing that, ensuring that you maintain harmonious relationship and a peaceful state of mind. So, Neha, you mentioned a point of having a good communication with the boss and not
Yeah.
falling into the sink or swim trap, that you're just going with the flow as to what is asked out of you. You're not questioning it, and you're just doing what is expected.
Right.
So personally,
Right.
I felt that it becomes a little difficult when you just join an organization. You feel a little hesitant talking to your boss directly about all these things. What if the superior, the senior, or the boss is not initiating that conversation? what would be your tip?
Yeah. See, I agree with you. Absolutely correct, Rishabh. I mean, not everywhere you would find a work environment where your boss would be so helpful and outreaching and, not so easy to approach. But see, anywhere and everywhere there are people around you. I mean, you need to find your own ways. I mean, you will have your peers. You identify who's the one, who you think would have a good knowledge. I mean, when you interact with people around and when you see the office environment, you get to get a flavor of who's capable of doing what or who's capable of guiding you on certain things. So I think it's on the individual to decide and reach out to the right person. And there is no harm reaching out to your boss and asking to be redirected to the correct person. I am sure no boss would ever deny doing that, right? Go and ask your boss that who's the right person who can guide me on this. There's never, I don't think ever anybody would ever say no to that thing. So, I mean, one has to find their own comfort zones, definitely. Uh, it might be, of course, a struggle for a new joinee or a trainee or a fresher, but I think that's how we learn, right?
Thank you. So Neha, again, I mean, let's say, is there any specific tip that you would have for a person who is finding, okay, for some other help it's fine, but directly, discussing about the role and the responsibility and what should be expected out of that person in terms of, we talked about the productivity and the rapport specific to work, if not outside.
Right.
In that case, if that communication is somewhat missing, right? So so, what would be your tip for a new joinee to probably have that conversation with the boss if the boss is really not in that space or giving that comfort level that person comes up and asks the question? How can that be done? Any small tip or any hack that you have for us?
Um, uh, See, I mean, first of all, a fresher, as I understand, would not in the very first instance be expected to, just deliver. Obviously there are on-the-job trainings, there are specialized training sessions that happen for every fresher who joins an organization. So, of course, upfront you will not be required to, just start delivering results, right? So it is a gradual learning process. So within that gradual learning process, it's important for the person to first of all understand how he or she fits in that role, right? Because I mean, I've seen a lot of people who join maybe as a fresher, they join an organization, but then find themselves a misfit, right? I mean, that's very important to keep assessing yourself also vis-a-vis the job profile. And I mean, I don't find a reason why there could be a communication gap with respect to the targets or the deliverables that are expected out of you. I mean, I think every organization should have that capability of being able to guide their people about what is expected out of them. So I don't think that should happen. It's just about you. I'm sure a fresher would be hesitant enough to approach the right person, but I think those are all old school thoughts. Times have changed. It's important. Everybody these days stresses on communication, and believe me, I mean, my experience shows me that a person, if for the first time comes and approaches the boss directly, it might look a little weird, but such people really are successful. Then they get recognized also very quickly. If you talk sense, I mean, of course, you have to be sensible enough in what you say and what you talk, and it has to be logic oriented. I think that's the only way.
Thank you so much, Neha, for that wonderful input.